So today is November 2nd. It's a Wednesday. It's around 9:53 a.m. and I just wanted to make this video real quick to show you guys what's happening in the crypto market. We've got some downward movement here in MATIC USD, and I guarantee this is going to be in Bitcoin as well probably. If I take a look at that, let's just pull that up to verify, but most of the stuff that I've always said has been following a Bitcoin trend. We see Bitcoin coming in around 2039 right now. The lagging span line and the Ichimoku that we have set up over in our Patreon group and that you guys get access to is starting to get into our trend. And then the algorithm that I've run for our hedge fund, we've got some buy support lines here in the 2550 or 2530 range. Another one down here at 140. Some right here, but the main two are all right within this section. So this is going to be a vital area today. We see that the BSS MACD that I've also customized and give out into the Patreon group. We do have some sell-off here, and now it's kind of hovering around the 0% line, so we're going to see what it does, which signal it gives us, and we should be taking off from there. We're in the 4-hourly time frame. If we look at the daily, honestly not looking too good. You got some major resistance up here in the 21.5 area. The support's still down here at 19, so you're starting to see a balance actually in Bitcoin. I've read a couple of articles, and they're saying that we've kind of found that median that Bitcoin has been hovering around, and it's been sitting there for a while. So I'm thinking, maybe this is it, guys. Maybe this is where Bitcoin stays. We know that gold and silver always has a seasonal value shift, and a lot of traders over there in that market see the same prices just fluctuate just a little bit. So we could be seeing Bitcoin transition over into that gold standard of crypto. But back to MATIC for you guys that are fans of MATIC. I'm a huge fan. Not financial advice, just saying. But anyways, I do see this 4-hourly looking, or daily, sorry, looking like, again, there's some resistance. We know that it's around the dollar, falling back down. We do see the lagging span line getting into the area that we need. Trying to adjust my settings here. Zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, the lagging span line is starting to climb into our trend. So that's, to me, that's a sell-off. I mean, anytime our lagging span line starts to pull towards the trend, we know that it's going to eventually change direction. Now, the RSI is showing oversold. Could be some buys right here starting to come in later on today. Today's Wednesday. The pattern, like I've always said in multiple videos, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays always seem to be bulls. Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and sometimes Mondays are bears. So this is going to be a key area, this 884 zone, to really zone in and see which direction it's going to take off in. I always go down to the 15-minute, the 5-minute, and see what the more recent moves are doing. And see my zone, see if we're going to break out from these clouds. And then that's going to tell me in the long run if it's going to break above within the 4-hourly. A lot of you guys that have been following me, I always watch the Ichimoku cloud in the lagging span line on the 4-hourly. And that tells us when the pump is usually going to start. I called it back on October 15th. It ran into, I think, the 25th. A good 10-day run gave us 20%. And that was pretty easy call from there because we seen the lagging span line shooting up out of the trend, out of the trend of the candles and also out of the cloud. And then eventually it did pump. And I mean, the Ichimoku is a very powerful indicator. I would suggest you researching it and getting the customization one that I built and revised, coded over in our Patreon group. So definitely join that. I'll drop a link in the description. So I'm definitely seeing some downward movement 84 is that magic trend that I said. 15 minute still looking terrible. 5 minute starting to pump up. We see just a good indication of this lagging span line trying to pump through our current candlestick. So if it does, you could see that 85 zone being broken into and reach up here to the 86. And then the pivotal point obviously is the cloud, the 86.34 mark. It has to break through the cloud. The lagging span line has to break through the cloud, and that's where you see the trend starting to take off in the other direction on good long bull runs. With the RSI being already at 50, 55-ish area, you know, there's not a lot of momentum there, though. I would like to have seen it down here and then where we're at now rather than in the middle. This has really, it doesn't have a lot of gap, but there is a green signal here. I mean, it is a pattern upward, so that's a good indication. We just have to see this lagging span line break through the trend for me to be able to really go bull on this for the 5 minute. Now, if you're a scalper or anything, surely you may pick up a penny or so here in the next couple minutes or throughout the day. But as our hedge fund's more devoted to longer, more consistent trades. So I'm probably just going to be out of it for now, waiting for this thing to settle and see some sideways action, some consolidation, and then get back in it. And most of you know when you run certain indicators, these support and resistance bars, those are the limit to buy and limit to sell areas that most hedge funds or institutions are locking in their prices. And that's where you see on the books where the volume is right here in these key areas. Again, that's not ever financial advice. Don't take what I tell you and run with it. I'm just saying that from my experience, that's what I see in the market and what I know. So anyways, that's pretty much it for this video for November 2nd. We're still in a downward moment. ETH, those real quick who do trade ETH, let's just take a look at that so I can give you some insight. Same thing, lagging span line touching into the trend here. That's not a good sign for me. We do see it dipping into our algo cloud and into the Ichimoku cloud right here. Definitely the MACD sold off up here, and then the algo took profit here as well. And that was the second dot, which told me we're definitely seeing a downward trend. And sure enough, it topped out at 16.65, I believe, is what it looks like. 16.62 was the top, and then we fell off in that resistance area and started falling down. So I would see ETH maybe drop down to this low here, 1498. But you can see the major volume levels are right where we're at right now, and then all the way down to 1319, 1330-ish, 1327 range. The other next support is 1378. So 1315, 1320 is right here. So just keep an eye and keep that in the back of your mind of that price range so that you can resort to this video later and say that I called it. Just being humble. This is what I see. This is how I've traded for the last 12 plus years, is based off certain indicators, certain charts. As a long-term visionary aspect, I really don't like to be too long and gain exposure in the market for the fact that I feel that it's a very volatile market and that things could just change. I'd rather be in and out of positions making 2-3%. Do that 30 times and you do the math versus holding on and hopefully get 20-30% in an entire year. And that's just why quantitative trading works better for a bigger ROI. Is there more risk? I mean, I don't see that it's more risk because you're getting out of positions with stop losses and jumping back in. And if you have a good strategy there, that's where the successful traders usually come out on top, is good exit and entry strategies and limit stop losses and take profit levels. So anyways, that's pretty much my analysis for today. Again, November 2nd, Wednesday, 10:02 a.m. We're seeing still probably some bearish territory going to be met. And I'm just going to wait it out for a couple days. And I'll try to make another video. If you guys have any questions, always drop them in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. And I will see you next time.